We all know the meta right now. The L2 cheesers are worse than they've ever been all year. It's almost the only thing you see on the twos court, but we've built a build specifically designed to stop them and really take advantage of their weaknesses with the 6'9" Playmaking Glass Cleaner. We're able to, shoot from limitless range with Gold Set Shot Specialist as well, so we can, easily green up on our mid ranges because most of these guys just sit real low. And as you can see from the clips here, if they want to step out and try to challenge you on the perimeter because you're hitting your opens, not only do we have a bag, but we've got Legend Strong Handle. So they have no chance of stopping us, and we're still able to rebound with them with Hall of Fame Rebound Chaser and Legend Boxout Beast while still having contact dunks. This is the 6'9" Playmaking Glass Cleaner. Now, I'm going to hop straight into get straight into the builder. I know that's what you tuned in for. That's what you want to see. Do me a favor, like the video and subscribe. I'm not wasting your time. I'm not gatekeeping the build. I'm also going to give you all my animations, my jump shot. I'll show you 3 different gameplays against 2 different meta lineups. One's more like a wager, one's like your L2 cheesing traditional, and me stopping a 7-3 post score with this build. For the 6'9" Playmaking Glass Cleaner, we went with the power forward position. You can also make this at center, but we went power forward with this. 6'9", 269 pounds, 7-foot wingspan. It's in a spot of perfection for what we're trying to do. Okay. So number 1, we went 7-foot wingspan because 83 3 ball unlocks limitless range on bronze. It does make a huge difference, allows me to green a few feet or steps back from the 3-point line comfortably. And I don't like feeling like I got to scoot up. If I'm in a pinch, I need to shoot the ball and I got an opening. So 83 3 ball is something I always try to get at this point in the year with my builds. I feel much more comfortable with it. And I wanted to make sure I had that on this build specifically on the twos court. The other thing I wanted to make sure I had was the 96 rebound. So I get Hall of Fame Rebound Chaser. And I also wanted to make sure I got Legend Boxout Beast. So we're max plus 1ing our Legend Boxout Beast on this build. If we go any lighter on the weight, 268 and down, it's not going to give me the 96 defensive rebound. And if you go any shorter, 6'8" and below, you cannot have 96 rebound and 83 3 ball. You can unlock it on a 6'10" and up, but the special thing about this build is that with the 80 ball handle, we're going to get Legend Strong Handle. And this is an L2 cheese meta breaking build, so I have to be able to rebound with the pure inside 7-footers, make sure I can hit my opens, and if they're pressing up on me, I know I've got a bag, I can dribble, but if I just need to resort to something, I have that strong handle in my back pocket. I can spin off of them and get an easy dunk, and I don't really mind using the strong handle animation against people who are exploiting the game. So I have that in my back pocket. This is the only height in the whole game that can give you Legend Strong Handle, Limitless Range, Hall of Fame Rebound Chaser, and Legend Boxout Beast, while still being able to lightning launch. This is the Playmaking Glass Cleaner, and it's perfect the way it is. You can't do this on, again, any other height, weight, wingspan. So look, first thing I'm going to do is go with the speed, 78, 72. We're maxing it out to be as mobile as possible. With the strength, I already told you I'm going with the Legend Strong Handle, but we're going 88 strength. We're going to use 5 cap breakers here to eventually get the 93 strength, and that'll unlock, the box out beast on Hall of Fame. It'll unlock the brick wall on gold, and eventually at 93, it'll unlock the strong handle on legend. So 88 here, and then we're going 80 on the vertical. We want to be able to jump as high as possible. Plus, if down the road I want to go 93 drive and dunk, I already have the 80, so I can get the the gold posterizer on it. But anyway, 80 vertical. Going up to the close shot, we wanted to go 73, but it's tied to our mid range. So we went 74. 73 is all you need just to be able to quickly go up, get a quick close shot to go in. I'm not on a post score. I'm not trying to score inside anytime I'm contested. And so 73 close shots really all you need to get decent animations underneath the basket and be able to, finish consistently when you're open. But we go 74 because, again, it's tied to the mid-range. Now, for layup, I'm going with a 70 layup. That does give us, bronze physical finisher, bronze float game. Get Zion Williamson layup package, which is a great value. I really don't notice much of a difference having a 75 or an 80 layup. Plus, when I'm going in, I'm going for meter dunks. We're going with an 89 driving dunk on this build. There is another version you can make with 87, but I do feel like you get better animations at the 89 with, the different contact dunks off 2, plus Hall of Fame aerial wizard. I don't do like a lot of backdoor cuts to catch lobs, but I do throw a lot of self lobs. And aerial wizard on Hall of Fame, I do feel like makes a difference to some degree where I finish a little bit more consistently. And those aren't plays you want to mess up. So Hall of Fame aerial wizard is a really good spot for that. But argument could be made with this build. I'll show you a different variation with 87 driving dunk, where we get a little bit more perimeter defense, so you're a little bit more balanced. That'd be a really good version too. But I went 89 driving dunk because not only do I get the Hall of Fame aerial wizard, but I think I'm gonna hit Legend 1 at some point, and I want to be able to go 93 driving dunk with this build. It would really change, I think, some of the way I'm able to play on it. Post control is just tied to strength, so we're at a 53 post control. With the mid range, we're going 84 and using 5 cap breakers here to get it up to an 89, which will unlock Deadeye on silver, Shifty Shooter on silver, and Gold Set Shot Specialist, which is why we're really comfortable going with that max +1 on Legend Boxout Beast. It's because we don't need to waste it on Set Shot Specialist. Obviously, Gold Set Shot Specialist is the biggest boost for that specific badge in the game, and we're able to get that off rip without having to use a max +1 and waste it on that, so we can get rebounds with the 7-foot inside bigs. Of course, 3 ball is going to be an 83, so we get that limitless range on bronze, and then we're just settling for a 61 free throw because it's a park build. Now, an argument can be made that this is a good rec build, especially if you're going to be in a 2-3 zone and you're guarding corner with this. I have made a couple of back end builds this year where I'm high interior, high perimeter. I've got high steal. I can block. I can grab rebounds. And I'm arguably the best defender on the court at the power forward spot. But in a 2-3 zone, a lot of times the center gets put in the middle on defense, and I get stuck in the corner because we've got 2 other guys with that are guards and can't help on the glass. And so I'm stuck dropping, trying to get rebounds and on somebody who can't, do anything with the ball anyway. So it's really boring, to be quite frank with you. And so I'm happy to pull up in the rec on this if I'm playing with a squad who's trying to run a 2-3 zone and wants me to be on a power forward to help on the glass without feeling like I've got a bunch of attributes going to waste because I'm not guarding ball, I'm not guarding a good offensive player, and I'm just there for rebounds. So with this, I have the ability, as you'll see here, to be not only serviceable guarding the corner and not, overkill either, but also I can obviously, finish at a much higher rate than other back end builds. I can shoot way better than them. I can actually dribble the ball and still do the job rebounding, maybe even a better job because most back ends are like 6'6", 6'7", and this one will actually rebound better than those guys. Plus, I got the 71 pass accuracy on this build. A lot of back ends don't have anything upgraded on their pass accuracy. Obviously, you're not chunking full court, breaks on the fives court with this, but it is a good fives build in that respect. Of course, you don't have a lot of free throw, but you're not going to go to the line that much anyway. We are going with the 71 pass for the silver dimer though, which feels great on the 2s. On the 3s, you can throw full court passes with a 71 pass accuracy, no problem. So it's a great park build, and it's great for pro-am and really good for the 2s. This is like I said, designed for the 2s court. 80 ball handle. Of course, unlocks every dribble animation you could possibly unlock on a 6'9". It shows, obviously, Hall of Fame strong handle here, but we'll get the 93 strength with cap breakers, and that'll give us legend strong handle. Of course, we also have, bronze handles for days, bronze ankle assassin, and silver unpluckable. And then for speed with ball, we are also going max here to get the bronze lightning launch. For interior defense, I'm going with an 82 to give us silver post lockdown. We could have gone 88, but instead we wanted to go up on our perimeter defense to go to a 71 so we can actually get contests on poppers, and if someone's trying to ISO, dribble, and shoot over us, we can get a good contest on them as well. 82 is actually working a lot better than I thought it would. I have a lot of weight on this build, so it probably helps me with post scores, plus having some experience, knowing how they typically operate, knowing when to reach, when to jump and try to get a contest. Of course, plays a good role as well. 88 is definitely the sweet spot for stopping post scores, but 82, I have a 7'3" post scoring gameplay where I'm stopping a 7'3" post score. I'll show you here in a moment, and I'm able to get quite a few stops with this 82 interior, so I was pretty happy about that. We're not touching steel. We didn't have enough attributes left over to do that. Plus, on the 2s court, a couple different philosophies, and one of them having low steal and being able to use attributes in other places, and not getting yourself out of the play by missing lanes is a really solid way to play straight up defense and keep all your, adrenaline bars and all that, so that you're not dropping attributes throughout the course of the possession on defense. We're going 84 block for silver paint patroller. We also get silver high flying denier at 78, but at 84 silver paint patroller, I feel like is a perfect sweet spot in this game. You get plenty of really good contests down there, and honestly, you're not mad when you don't get a stop, when you have like a 93 or a 97 or a 99 block and you're not getting stops down there. It feels so much worse than not getting one with an 84. And no matter what your block rating is in this game, you're going to see people get finishing animations where you're not even getting a contest. So anyway, 84 block I feel like is a really good spot because we get all the stops I feel like we would get kind of regardless of how much higher the rating would have been. Offensive rebound, we're going with an 80. 79 offensive rebound or defensive rebound, either one for whatever end of the court you're on or whatever, side of the ball you're on, unlocks all the animations a 99 rebound would, according to the test that 2K Toots did earlier in the year for rebound rating. I just feel more comfortable with an 80 than a 79. Plus, I had an attribute point left over, so I was able to get it up to an 80 offensive rebound. And then, of course, we're going 91 defensive rebound so that we can get the 96 defensive rebound with the 5 cap breakers here. So with the 5 cap breakers on strength, defensive rebound, and on our mid-range, we're unlocking a lot of different badges from the shooting standpoint. I went over those. Again, Hall of Fame Boxout Beast. We're going to max plus that one to Legend Boxout Beast. We'll get Gold Brick Wall with the strength upgrade, as well as, again, Legend Strong Handle. So this build can ISO. It can abuse bigger defenders, especially with that Legend Strong Handle. It can rebound with anyone and everyone. It can stop rim runners and help if your man gets beat in the ISO. And it can move really well for a build that can rebound this well, while being able to not only just, catch and shoot, or like you can actually space out, shoot from deep range. You've got the gold set shot specialist, which again is a sweet spot in this game. You get the biggest green window boost. You get contact dunks, and you have all the dribble moves you can possibly want on a 6'9" to be able to cook up, beat your defender off the dribble, get to the rim, or step back and shoot, or shoot midi fades. So I'm in love with this build. It's arguably the best build I've made to go against the 7 foot, insides and 6'9" insides that are, L2 cheesing on the twos court. The other version would be an 87 driving dunk. Okay. And then your perimeter defense, you can get a little bit more out of it by dropping the free throw down to a 60. You can go 74, and each rating, 72, 73, 74, each of them unlocks a new badge, right? So you get silver immovable, you get bronze pick dodger, you get 74. It gets you at 74, you get bronze on ball menace, so it'll help you not get your ankles broken as much. So this is a really good spot as well. And if you wanted to, you could even drop the vertical a little bit. I don't recommend dropping your vertical because it is helping you with rebounds. But if you were just trying to go like bare minimum, I don't know how much pogo stick really does for me, honestly, to go gold. Actually, I don't even have gold pogo stick unlocked yet. Okay. So if you went 75 just to get the bare minimum with the 87 driving dunk, and so that way you could defend a little bit better. You can't get anything for steal. Okay. But you could, get a little bit more perimeter, but there's no badges after that. Right. You'd have to play with it a little bit, see if you maybe get some more rebound on there, or if you wanted to be able to go, no, you can't get 95 strength cap breakers. I don't know. I haven't labbed this up yet. You can go higher on your pass accuracy. I just don't think that that's really worth it to go 75 pass ac on the twos court. And then you can go 85 interior to get you gold off ball pest, and then maybe eventually, if you're going to be legend or something, you can get an 88 interior. That's a good spot, but this is how I did it. I think, this is a good version here, honestly, for a little bit more perimeter defense. I don't think dropping your vertical is worth it because it is a big part of rebounding. Plus, I run horse takeover, and I want, again, as much vertical as possible. So this is a good version. The version I made, though, just to bring it back to it, is here, where you get that Hall of Fame aerial wizard. And again, I think I'll hit legend, where I'll be able to get the gold posterizer badge. And so I wanted to have the 80 vertical and the ability to get that later down the road. So after you make the build, it comes out to a versatile enforcer. There's another name you could get. I'll show you that right now. Once you use cap breakers, but just off the rip, it's called a versatile enforcer. I call it my 6'9" Playmaking Glass Cleaner. So obviously we're upgrading the build here, putting finishing touches to the VC implementation process. Again, if you haven't already, like the video, subscribe. It's May, and I'm still making new builds and finding new ways to play the game, have fun, and really beat the meta. Now, when I do this, because I've got 15 cap breakers, and I've noticed that at certain points you'll get a name change, I actually go one cap breaker at a time to make sure I don't miss any opportunities to change the name to a better name. So I'll go through this slowly as we upgrade. Again, we're dropping 5 cap breakers into defensive rebound. If you can only get a 94 because you're limited on cap breakers, you can still get that legend Boxout beast. I would recommend maybe looking at it that way, because as long as you get legend Boxout beast, I think you're fine with a little lower rebound chaser if that's what you have to trade away. You could potentially go a little lower on the mid range and just get the 87, which will get you that KD go-to shot. As you see, I get a chance to change my name here to two-way 3-level board hunter. I've already got a two-way 3-level board hunter. It's my 7-foot ISO Titans name, and I ended up just staying with Versatile Enforcer because I didn't want another two-way 3-level board hunter that's honestly just a twos build as well. So I've got like 2 really dedicated twos builds now that play the 2 position, and I didn't want them to have the same name. And I'm not in love with two-way 3-level board hunter anyway. I actually think Versatile Enforcer is a pretty cool name. Not everybody likes it, but I do. So anyway, I throw the strength on real fast because I know I'm not going to get a name change for some strength. And so anyway, you see it here, 89 mid-range, 96 deep board, 93 strength. Throwing on the jump shot here. This is the same jump shot I dropped in another video. I even got a short with it, but it's you got it right here. You can screenshot it. These are all my SIGs if you want to pause the video and screenshot those. Now, we're hopping straight into it, fresh out of the builder, black plated and everything. My first game on the twos, we're going against the L2 Cheese meta. You know, the guard, 99 3 ball, 99 agility, 98 speed. The bigs got the 99 pass act, the 99 offensive rebound, the 99 strength. I average 0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists a game. And I don't have all my badges, right? But this is what we came for. My boy Ash is on a 6'6" guard who is also, you know, on a build that's dedicated to basically chase these guards around. So he's on a max speed, 95 speed, 6'6" build. And he went a little taller to be able to get contests. If you guys want his build, let me know in the context in the comment section. Comment AR if you want the build. I'm playing it with him in my last video with my Luka Doncic build on the Luka Lakers and the threes Pro-Am. He's on the same build there in the Pro-Am threes if you guys want to see a little more gameplay with him. But as you can see here, we're going straight to work on the big. We get a stop right out of the gate. We're up 4-0 as we get them a little confused because the guard's really the only one who can guard, and the big man is on an island with me. And that's the whole point of this build, is to be on someone who can do what he does defensively, at least on the glass, right? I'm actually more capable defensively than he is. A lot of these builds don't even have high interior or high block, much less any agility or perimeter defense. They've got so much, they're so cracked out in pass and strength and rebounding. They don't have a whole lot of attributes for anything else as we hit a mid-range right in his face. So anyway, I'm much more capable defensively. I move way better, but I can still rebound with him, which is the point. And he has no way of guarding me, right? So if he wants to press up, I can go left, I can go right, I can step back on him. If I don't like it, I can strong handle him. And we hit another mid-range here as he kind of tries to play the paint. What's great about this build is not only I can, ISO with it, but with that high strength, not, obviously getting the legend strong handle, I also get gold brick wall. So I can set really good screens too to keep, them separated on defense as I get a quick dive to the basket there. And that's a really nice, you know, uh, bit of flavor that we get to add to the build here, is being able to pick and pop, pick and roll. You see, Ash, he's on that 6'6". He's got like 72, 73 O board, something like that, just enough for silver box out beast. And he's able to clutch up and get some good animations on box outs and tight spots, as well as a few rebound chaser animations. Um, we're up 10-0 right now. I hit that hop jumper cancel with the Dylan Brooks. I try to get a blow by here, but he's really disciplined and he's good at cutting it off. So I back it up, try to get myself some space. I get a blow by again and an easy dunk. That's why we don't need a whole lot of standing dunk. You see the 54 standing dunk, it's plenty, especially because most of the time, if I'm taking a standing dunk, it's with momentum. And that makes a huge difference if you're moving fast on the way to the basket, even though it's a standing dunk, it does make a huge difference in how often it activates. And if I'm standing still, I'm not going to go up with it unless it's wide open, right? So anyway, Ash is able to get a really good contest there to get a stop, or what would have been a stop, even though I've got, see the future with my takeover on. The big's able to get a really good kind of flying rebound animation. So I couldn't take it out of his hand. He basically gets it right off the rim. I don't really know if there was a way to maybe boxing him out, but he was coming off that left side. So anyway, they're back in their action. He's back to twerking. And 99 agility is, hard to guard. Ash gets stuck on the center. He gets a decent box out animation, but not able to secure the board. Anyway, we're giving up a bucket there, even though we played it pretty well. It's just how it works. I mean, you've got to play several possessions really well many times to get one stop. Anyway, wide open three. Ash is doing his best to run down the guard, but he's going to get caught here and there on the center as he's LT cheesing, right? So anyway, this guard really doesn't want to dribble at all. He's giving it up the second. He doesn't like a fade opportunity. He gets a nice clip here, but can't convert, fortunately, and I'm able to get a rebound. And this is a big reason why we like to play twos on the stage versus the theater, where you see it almost worse than anywhere else. You see us hit that side shuffle right there. That's that Tyrese Halliburton hezzy to the Jimmy Butler escape. But anyway, I try to backdoor Ash here, but he didn't get the best catch animation, and so we're kind of stuck in a bad spot with a low shot clock. But anyway, I'm able to get a rebound here and get back into our offense. I get a nice blow-by animation with the KD go-to shot to the Devin Booker crossover, and it's an easy dunk. So what I was saying is, we like playing the twos on the stage because it is harder to shoot in here. And you may have heard me say this on other videos, but, playing on the stage actually gives you an advantage against the L2 cheesers, whereas, game modes like the theater or like the park with much bigger green windows, they're almost unstoppable. It's so much easier to hit in there, and they've got such high ratings, 99 mid-range or 99 three ball or both, that, and then you got 99 pass accuracy. Legend Dimer is being activated constantly. It's just it's too much of an uphill battle. They barely ever miss, but in stage they do miss more often. So it feels like it evens the playing field a bit for us. Plus, we're playing for more VC, so it's like you're going to play twos anyway. Give yourself an advantage against this lineup, and come to the stage court. Plus, I'd rather play against any other lineup than this lineup, but this is what we got to play against in order to play twos, because I enjoy playing on the twos court. We've got to figure out ways to have fun, still beat these lineups when we see them, and then hope that we don't see them that often. But that's just not the case right now in May. It's worse than it's been all year. And if you go to the theater, it's even worse. It's crazy how bad it is in the theater. I would think that you go to the theater and you don't see that lineup as much, and it's always shocking how much you do see it. And again, it's so easy for them to run VC up, run rep up in there because the green windows are so big. It's a real uphill battle to beat those guys. Anyway, like I said, you got to do a lot of things right repeatedly just to get one good thing to happen against these lineups. They're going up 17-14 here. He's getting wide opens. I got to keep Ash kind of like mentally in check on it. We're still going to believe until the very last second that we can come back and win. We know all we need is one stop, and we can go on a 22-0 run. We've done it before. We can do it again. Guard misses. Long rebound, which I wish that happened more. I know that got complained about a lot, and it got taken out of the game or at least minimized to some degree. But as you can see, that nasty explosive behind the back there, um, he cannot guard me at all. But when we used to have more long rebounds, this lineup wasn't as effective. The ball bounced out more. That center didn't have the ability just to control the glass like that. He can't sit back on me. I'm going to hit that snatch back and knock down the three. But, we're up 19-17. With those longer rebounds, though, it made a huge difference. One or two rebounds in a game bouncing out that aren't bouncing out anymore really give them more possessions. And it sucks because it's like the whole game is – I don't think it's on purpose, but I do believe the whole game and every mechanic and everything about it is catering to helping these guys win. And Ash hits a dog shot with the fade to his off ball hand. That's a tougher fade to hit for a lot of players, including him, across the free throw line there with a man in his face. I was sitting in the corner. I'm like, I'm almost yelling no, not to shoot it, but fortunately he knocks it down and hits the game winner. So 19 points from me. The only bucket he gets, makes him when they count. So next lineup, ready to come on the court. You see the Grizzly in the background. That's a 7'3" post scorer. He loads in. And so it's my second game on this build. And, we're just taking all comers. So it's the twos court. Fortunately, these guys don't look, great. But, the guard's got a 98 speed with a 97 3 ball. So we know what that might look like. And then you got high close shot, 92, high standing dunk, 93, 97 post control with high interior defense on the 7'3". And so, they're going straight to him. As you see here, 2-0. He tries drop stepping me. I try to go for the reach. I don't get it. But I know, usually there's a pump fake there. I'm able to get the block and get a quick dunk. But we give the ball right back up, and they're right back to going to that post control, and anything they can do posting me up. As he drop steps me again and gets me, underneath the basket on the wrong side. I got 41 steal, but I can still front the post and snag one out of the air. So we get the ball back here. But yeah, I mean, this 82 interior defense, I really wanted to make a build with less interior defense. I've been watching a lot of wagers, and like I like to watch, Swag Godly, for example, and they have these builds that are just designed for twos, but they're designed for wagers twos, right? And so L2 cheesing's illegal in wagers, and so is a few other things. They're not even allowed to have 7-footers in wager events. So they don't have to prepare for what I'm about to go against. As Ash gets a nice little back door, that bounce pass looks super clean. But I was thinking about making something with less interior defense and more steal, but in those wager events, they're not allowed to post score. They're not allowed to use drop step, any kind of post animations whatsoever. So I just don't have the same environment. I'm not, in the 1v1 me league. So I've got to, play according to what my competition is as like a bonehead for some reason, try to throw a flashy pass to a wide open corner. He picks it up off the ground, already got into a shot animation with his stick. And ends up throwing it off the front of the iron, and we gave the ball up, obviously, and I'm back to have to play post defense. But again, 269 pounds, 82 interior defense. I got to stop post scores with this build, so not only do I have to make sure I'm able to stop the L2 cheesers, right, but I also got to make sure I've got enough interior defense to deal with post scores on the twos court too, and that's exactly what this is designed to do. As I miss a shot, this game, some games it just feels like your green window is like closed on you. I'll shoot, lights out one game or even 3 or 4 games, 5, 6 games. And then all of a sudden I go like 2, 3, 4 games where I can't hit a shot consistently. And it's almost like the game wants me to go back as close as possible to 50% 3-point percentage. Like it can't be too high. So I missed another one wide open mid-range again. We're switched at this point. I'm telling him to stay down. He's got an 80 interior on that build. He gets a perfectly timed jump, knocks the ball out the 7'3's hands. I know he's just as mad as I am about missing, open mid ranges and open threes. He's got to be just as mad about being 7'3", getting blocked by the 6'6", even though with an 80 interior. I don't know if he should be able to get that. But hey, so it goes both ways, right? Like there's going to be things that you don't agree with that happen in the game, and if in favor of your competition. And same as the other way around. There's things that your competition's going through that they're hollering at the game about. But that's life. Life it doesn't owe you anything. It's not fair. Um, Actually, in the Hebrew language, the word fair doesn't even exist. It's kind of a made up concept. That we've kind of invented. But the word fair to me, I don't think it's real. It doesn't operate in any way like that in real life, and you've got to just roll with the punches. And if you don't enjoy doing something, you shouldn't do it. Whether it's playing 2K or anything else in life, and if it's a responsibility you have, that's different, right? But playing a video game isn't a responsibility. It's really a luxury, and if it's something you're not having fun doing, just find another game to play. For me, I'm having a lot of fun on 2K25. I know it's far from a perfect game, but I know how the RNG works enough to a degree where it's like I've kind of accepted the way it works. Plus, I know it goes both ways. Eventually, the RNG is going to flip around to the other team, and they're going to start experiencing some of that same stuff on their side. As you just got to kind of, stay true to the course, keep making smart decisions, making smart plays, being confident in your ability, knowing that the right things will happen as long as you do the right things. And that also works like that in real life. If you plug in, the right actions, you'll get the right outcomes. It doesn't always work like that, right? But eventually it does. So we get another lineup here that's another L2 cheese, kind of like more like a wager kind of lineup. So it's a 6'4" with a 99 speed and all that stuff, and a 6'9" with the offensive rebound, defensive rebound, 99, 90. But he's got a mid range and a 3-point shot on his. So this is more like a wager lineup. As you see, I don't know this guy, CJ2 YouTube. Maybe he's I haven't looked him up or anything, but he misses it. They're a good team though. But he misses that first shot, an open. We end up running to a different court, by the way. So this is like literally our third game playing. I'm kind of trying to get a blow by here. I eventually get a standing dunk, and we go up 2-0. Ash is going to be real careful here. Obviously, trying to make sure we're wide open off these inbounds. We can't make any mistakes against lineups like these. The 6'9" sitting low. He kind of baited me. I thought he was going to get a contest there. I end up hitting a pump fake, thinking that he's going to close out hard, but he ends up dropping back. And I kind of shoot an out of rhythm shot, and they get the ball back. And against these smarter players, the twos court's a lot of mind games. It's a lot of like making someone think you're going to do something you're not going to do, or vice versa. And so, whoever's got kind of that mental edge wins. As I try to hit that explosive behind the back, I'm sure he's used to seeing everything. He cuts it off. I try to hit that alternate combo move, same side, speed boost to the KD go-to. He cuts that off. I go to Ash in the corner. He actually gets a real good shot, but doesn't get it to fall, and we lose the possession. So 2-0 here, and they got the ball as they're kind of running their little pick and pop, pick and roll type of screen action. I was able to close out on him, get my hands up. I know he's got a high shot on him, so I'm not going to leave him open for too long. I'm going to try to get him to take a contested shot, just like he tried to get me to take one. And the 6'4" ends up hitting a tough fade, strong coverage right there in Ash's face. And he's got a 95 perimeter. He's 6'6" with not the shortest arms. So for him to get that shot hit on him by a 6'4" is kind of frustrating. Fortunately, we get a miss there. I didn't know Ash was actually going to drop into that box out. We didn't really communicate well on that. So he was expecting me to go out there and close. I did not, but he missed the shot. So we get the ball back. I hit the hop jumper, cancel, walk back with the Dylan Brooks, get to the 3-point line, knock it down, and we go up 5-2. So here it's just a matter of really trying to be smart, because these 6'9s are way tougher to score on than the footers. As I'm sure you can imagine, they got way more defense, way more mobility. I get low on stamina. I literally just come bring Ash the ball. We cannot afford to get the ball intercepted, right? So he's doing his thing, wiggling around. He's able to split the defense finally. I go behind him just to catch the easy pass, get a quick dunk, and we go up 7-2. So Ash is coming up. We're trying to get an easy bucket off the inbound if he can get a catch and shoot, or even get the defense to overreact and get a backdoor cut. I spot up at the elbow because the last thing you want to do on the twos court is let somebody get an easy dunk. So the 6'9" drops, and we're able to get an easy open shot. He's playing me real low though, so I hit the combo moves to the snatch back. I'm side shuffling again with that Tyrese Halliburton to the Jimmy Butler. I canceled the hop jumper thinking he's going to jump. He ends up dropping, I didn't mean to get that triple threat jab, step, pivot, but I ended up pulling up anyway and knocking it down, and we got heat check. So watching it back, I kind of played this possession wrong. I should have screened and ran to the corner there. That's what I typically do, but I got a little zealous because I got heat check. I try to hit this hop jumper. He ends up getting a really good contest on it. I blow my heat check on a mid range hop jumper that gets tightly contested. And again, I could have just played it simple and easy. And I find that I miss a lot of shots in heat check. I think it's because not every time, but a lot of times I do things that are kind of out of the norm that I don't typically do when I don't have heat check. I think you just got to play normal. But anyway, Ash gets a huge steal just by being in the lane. He's actually running a low steal with this build. It's only like a 60. So he doesn't reach like hardly ever, or at least he shouldn't. He'll get a lane here and there and even get a pluck here and there. As I play that bad and the 6'9" ends up knocking down an easy corner three. But anyway, I think if you just stick to playing the way you normally play with heat check and not trying to do something extra because you have it, you'll see a lot more success. I'm aware of that. I've told myself that a couple times, but sometimes you just get caught in the moment, especially when you're going against competition, when you know every shot right now is kind of like tough to find, tough to get. We're having a tough time getting good opens. So we might, play a little bit differently than you normally would play to kind of compensate for a little bit rougher of a match. But anyway, they're kind of doing their thing. I get backdoor cut, slipped on off the pick. They go up 12-11, and obviously we need to get the ball back. Um, playing this 6'9" popper, these back ends, they're really the hardest builds to score on because in most cases they've got more speed than my build and perhaps more strength as well. Um, but 93 strength, not that it's bad, but you can't strong handle them. And we hit a nasty little crossover there off the run back and takes us straight into a dunk animation. That's more like a kind of like a combo move, holding RT. When you do that, just flick left, flick right if you're in the ball's in your left hand and going to your right hand. But anyway, this is the toughest builds to score on. Those 6'7" to 6'9", bigger builds with a ton of physicality, a ton of defense. On a build like the one I'm on right now, it's definitely not the build that you want to see. But that's why we can always go to a screen action if we need to kind of get either a switch or just get a little bit of a slip or an open. I try to hit him with the Devin Booker, but he's able to kind of be there on every little move I'm doing, whether it's an explosive behind the back, whether it's the KD go-to shot to the Devin Booker crossover. He's doing a great job sitting on everything and really cutting me off, and really turning me into a shooter. And I can take and make opens, but honestly, I'd rather get a dunk, right? Because if you miss and you give the ball up, you're going against really good players. You might get 22-0'd. Like there's not a whole lot you can do about it if the 6'9" setting big screens and Ash is getting clipped and he's knocking down fades and with 99 mid range. It's like GG's, right? So as you see there, like I could have taken that shot, but I didn't want to take it. I wanted to get something easy, and so Ash backdoors. I throw a quick little bounce pass, and he gets a wide open close shot to go in. Instead of me taking the open three, there, even if it's a good shot, it's definitely not 100% chance you're going to make it. And so I want to refrain from taking tough shots as I shoot a tight, right? I didn't think that was going to be tight, but we could still make them. It's just being careful, and that's a dog shot. But anyway, 19-12, we got the ball, and these are these kind of make or break moments that really decide games, right? You've got to close people out, and I, on cue, miss a wide open jumper and give the ball up, right? So we got to get back into defense. They're obviously going to be playing, as sharp as possible right now because they know one more mistake, they could definitely lose the game. And so they're going back to this kind of halfway L2 cheese, halfway just normal pick and roll, pick and pop offense. He gets in a little opportunity where he might have been able to slip there, but I'm playing it pretty tight to him. They're able to get an offensive rebound, and 1 in 100 chance maybe in this game, offensive interference occurs, and he pulls the ball off the rim or out of the net for the guard. So we're trying to get an easy bucket there. He's playing it pretty well. Ash gets a quick blow by and just gets a quick dunk at the rim, and he gets another game winner for me. So it doesn't matter, if you're the best player in the world, if you're playing on the twos court, you got to have a good teammate with you, and Ash is obviously clutch for me in big spots. If you haven't liked it already, do so. Subscribe to the channel. As always, God bless you. Jesus loves you. If you don't know him, ask him into your life. You can simply call on his name and he'll respond. Until the next upload, God bless. Peace.